When you put one seed properly in a fertile soil, it can grow to become a beautiful tree, provided you water and fence it up. But instead of keeping the seed in the hand and watching which all seed master is giving to others, that chanchala, that disturbance of the mind, like Chiano was not able to get the fruits of what she was trying to do. Old pot, mud pot, she's carrying it up. And every time she's carrying the water, she sees the moon in the water. She thinks the moon belongs to me. The moon is mine. So she makes sure that she carries it up, the mud pot as well as the moon. This is the greed, this is the attachment that the mud pot is the ashram, is the Rakum school, and the moon is the Guruji. These two belongs to me. I will not share it to anybody. But they do not know the master is there up in the sky like the moon. You cannot possess it. The moment you possess, you become logical from your mind. That's why they say speak from the heart. She was holding it, holding the master, not allowing anybody else to come near to the master. She was possessive. By not allowing anybody to come near the master, she forgot to practice herself. For the school children, you need a nursery school, you need a nursery teacher. For a primary school, you need a primary teacher. For high school, you need a high school teacher. For a college, you need lecturers. So each department has got. If a college professor comes to teach nursery children, will he understand? So it depends upon the people. If you have a mind of a nursery, you go to the nursery teacher. He might be talking the nursery language. And that doesn't mean he's not a Swamiji, he's not a priest, he's not a saint. Each one goes according to the society needs circumstances. Keichu, the great Zen teacher of the Meiji era, was the head of Tofuke Cathedral in Kyoto. One day, the governor of Kyoto called upon him for the first time. His attendant presented the card of the governor, which reads, Kitagaki, governor of Kyoto. I have no business with such a fellow. Yes, the master said, when he looked at the card, Kitagaki is understood, but governor, what business I have got to do with the designation? Designation comes, designation goes, but your truth, your samskriti, your foundation is very, very important. When you go to meet your relatives, go with your name, but not your name card. And when you went with the name card, just impress them with your beautiful car and all those things. Just to tell them, I'm bigger than you. Then you find those relatives are cheaters and rogues because they are not in line with you, they did not respect you, they did not take care of you, they didn't love you, they did not share you. Then you got trapped with the ruler's idea of making you believe the relatives are related thieves. The moment you go to your husband's house after the marriage, people keep on asking, your house will give up. Are they torturing you? Is it okay? Are they adjusting? You must understand you are going to a new place, and you must understand when you roam, act like a Roman. So you have already studied about that place. You have made a deal with that place. Of course, now the nucleus family has created that damage. Olden days, no girl will ever feel she's going to the husband's house because husband's house is own uncle only. Husband is the own cousin brother only. Everything inside, husband's mother, husband's father, they were all uncles. They all jumped and danced and ate together and took bath together. You never feel. Teaching. Bayarella teaching Pustaka Jnana. Illi Suyo said, hear the sound of one hand. You have given me a cone, hear the sound of the one hand. 3 years he tried and couldn't find out the answer for the sound of the one hand. So he went back to Suivo and told, I am shameful, let me go back because I cannot find the answer for this sound of the one hand. He begged the master, please leave me, I can't solve this problem. ನನಗೆ ದಾರಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ. ಹಿಂಸೆ, ಕಷ್ಟದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್, ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಅಲೌ ಮೀ ಟು ಗೋ ಹೋಮ್. ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು find an answer for my problems. 5 more days, we asked. In 5 more days, they were without result. Even after 5 days, the result was there is no result. Then he said, meditate for 3 days longer. Then if you fail getting enlightenment, you had better kill yourself. On the second day, the people was enlightened, became enlightened. What was that sound of the one hand clap that this boy found out? When he understood there is no past, present, future, that is physical. He was so attached to the physical body, attached to unnecessary borrowed knowledge. And when Shiva said, 3 days, in 3 days, if you don't get the answer, last 3 days, you have to kill yourself. Kill yourself, the attachment that my body, suddenly the attachment, oh, I never even looked into my body to find out my strength. For the first time, when I'm going to die, he looked into his body. The moment you hear the sound of the one hand, you are enlightened. It is not that the teacher tells his students, it's not that the teacher knows when he is going to die. When people hear this story, they think the teacher can predict this and that. Yes, prediction is nothing but to make you conscious. People are thinking you have some power inside. Yes, you can see the power whether you're nonsense or sense. You're talking sense or nonsense. That's the only difference. Well, the way you talk, the way you move. So, Tofuko understood that his disciples were with him for a long time and they were depending on him too much. So, to stop them from depending, to be more creative, because each one has got a power of a 1,000-man warrior. They have become followers, not seekers. All this time, followers was very good. Following him was very good. Like the horse, make him to run in straight line by covering both sides. That is okay, but once the tree is grown, you don't need the fence. He fled. The tiger after him. The moment you find a stranger, a tiger, yes, you have to run. And when you run, yes, it runs behind you. Yes, because the moment you run, they know you are a prey. When you don't run, they get scared. They mind their own business. Yes, please try to understand. The moment you are given a free bus ticket, you take the bus ticket, they know you are a prey. Now you have to run, they are after you. They know your weakness. You have a weakness of taking things free. The moment they say electricity is free and you please come and apply it, and you apply, they understood. You are cheap, you are purchased. Do not. Instead, you must find it. If you find electricity bill is very expensive, then you save to buy a solar panel and run the house without paying electricity bill. That is your strength. Otherwise, again, the same tiger story which Buddha said 2,500 years is still there. When they say you people do not have, always you carry 2 things. One is on the left and the right. Either Muslim or Christian language, or a Buddha or a Jaina language, or a BJP language, or a Congress language, or a JDS and a communist language. What is your own language? Many times people ask me, what is your religion? I used to tell them, human religion. You have to have your own for you to understand that happiness. The whole world should stop. Only I and you should be in that island. What a beautiful thing. That is also a truth. Because in Karma Yoga, say when you do a work, you and that work is alone exists, nothing else exists. Even the existence is around you. You are so much involved. That involvement, you will understand your truth. Save is save, spend is spend. If you don't save, how do you spend? You will be a pickpocket. You will be a robber. Hence, all the schools and colleges have taught them not to save, but to spend. And to spend, they have kept policemen to find out who is spending. And that is why invigilators were important in all the examinations. They create exam. There's no need of examination. Why who should examine you? Why should they examine you? They created a name called examination, and that went into the religious organization. They went into the hospitals, and hospital doctors have to examine you. Why did you go to the hospital? You yourself is a hospital. Your house is a hospital. Your family is a hospital. Your joint family tree is a hospital. Try to understand. Once you understand, then you know your power of your body. When you know the power of your body, you have saved your strength. When there is strength, to create strength, every day you have to clean the pipelines. When you clean the pipelines, strength is always there. Instead, you would go to the doctor, and doctor keep on injecting extra energy. There's no blood, extra blood. They keep on pumping without cleaning the pipelines, and the arteries are blocked, and you allow them to slow kill you. Then save will never be there. Otherwise, you are considered as robbers. Whenever we met a Zen devotee, he would extend his hand and say, give me 1 penny. Give me 1 step of your happiness, your laughter. People thought he was begging for money. And if anyone asked him to return to the temple to teach others, again he would reply, give me 1 penny. And again somebody says, why you are in the street? You are such a great master. Master Hote, greatest master. The greatest jnani ever lived in that part of the century. Everybody knows. Before the question comes, he could answer. He could any scriptures. But please come back to the temple and teach. And he said, give me 1 penny. If you not ask me to come to a temple, did you not see me practicing on the street? Going around and answering to people's questions. Telling the people to be happy, to be innocent, to be childlike, not childish. So he asked, give me 1 penny. People thought it was the money he's asking. He's asking for the talent. The talent has been suppressed. The talent has become stinking. He wanted them to open the fixed deposit of the talent, of the happiness, of the sadness. How to return to your richness. Everybody knows. The person who are conscious knows you are the richest person God has ever created. And everybody for that matter he has created, maybe on different color and different faces. But the richness remains the same. It's God's tactic to give you the question for you to find out the answer. To find out whether you are conscious or unconscious. Too many steps have been taken returning to the root and to the source. Like the circus, animals were all caught. And the government decided that animals should be given the freedom. And all the birds, animals, and in that one, tiger was also included, was taken to the forest and left. And the tiger doesn't know what is forest because he has been non-stop fed with the meat, it seems. And how will he survive? And after a week's time, when they went to the jungle, they found dogs have bitten and killed the tiger and eaten him up. Our children are also like that. If you spoon feed them and if you send them out into the world, they'll be bitten into pieces. You keep on feeding and you never make them strong. One day when he and his mom was singing together, one lady on the street invited them to the house. Sean went to the house because he should not make a difference. He understood when you are real in truth with your subject and you're connected, then you will not find a difference whether you touch a girl or not, whether you lifted her from this side and brought her to the other side. That doesn't make difference. You don't differentiate with this. As long as you're pure and you're strong. So when you were singing and somebody invited, he just didn't look at the lady as somebody out. The monks are thinking you should not go to that lady. Whether she's a prostitute, she's a street lady. That was the connecting link. But Sean and his mother went and the lady has given her a lot of presents and all. When Sean met her again on the street, she used to always bow and say, thank you for the invitation. And all his monks' brothers used to laugh at him, but it doesn't change him. It did not change him. You should not change Because you are the change for the, you asked, you are change for the change you asked for. You should be the change for the change you asked for. Means don't disconnect. The day you disconnected, diseases spread. The day you disconnect, you live in poverty. You are the creation of the poverty of the land. Connecting back, because you get around 800,000 people's love in your family. Don't disconnect from what you are, but continue with your practice without breaking that. So you have yin and the yang. Basho answered, what you asking me is your treasure house. Daiju was enlightened. Ever after that, he urged his friends, open your own treasure house and use those treasures. What you ask, what question you're asking, inside that question is the treasure house, is the answer. Daiju was shocked. Multiple satoris happened. He was enlightened. The moment he heard that answer, use your own treasure house. What you're asking is your treasure. Use it. When Basho said, Daiju was shocked. For the first time, he understood. His eyes were closed, blocked. Ears were closed, blocked. Brain was shut down by the discipline, forced education of your parents and your teachers. Your heart was blocked. You keep on asking for love. And love comes, you block, you suspect the love. For a second, everything busted. Pataki, Diwali came, crackers burst. Like crackers burst, Satori happened. Varieties of Satoris, multiple Satoris is orgasmic experience. Wow!